What's good, everybody? So you know who it is, man. Something we all need, right? And believe it or not, they say more money, more problems. But in some cases, man, those problems are blessings. A lot of people that are successful will tell you, it's a blessing to have this problem, right? And what they mean by that is, if you were broke, you wouldn't have this. Broke problems aren't the same as rich problems, right? Completely different problems. But I would rather have the rich problems because it's a blessing to have. It's a blessing to be in that position. When you get to a certain level of success, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, right? And now let me put it in this context. If you have 4, 5, 6 main avenues of let's say like goals, right? Like goals or dreams that you're distributing your time to, and these 6, right, are the ones that give you your biggest return of investment, right? And you already know, all right, this month I'm gonna do this, it's gonna give me this, right? And it's not always money. It might be maybe the gym, obviously, right? That's the best investment, right? You're getting your return of investment is you being a physical, stronger, better version of yourself, right? Which without this being on point, fellas and ladies, because I know there's a few of y'all watching, without this being on point, you can cancel everything else. There is no money, there is no status, there is nothing. So you need to get this right first. So let's say one of them is a gym. You allocate, your time there. You allocate your time to your business. You allocate your time to your, maybe your online, your social media. When you do these things and opportunities try to come into your life, as in, you got to do this, or how about could you help me with this investment, with this business? And if you don't want to, you can say no to that. That is the point where we should all be striving to get to, where you're turning down opportunities, because people will throw things your way because they know that you are worthy. You're a useful asset. People could use you and you could take things to the next level. But it gets to a certain point where you have to dictate your time. You have to distribute it in a certain way. You can't just, okay, yeah, of course, yeah, because then everything else will suffer. But what I'm saying, guys and girls too, is that we got to get to a certain point where we could get to that, where you could start turning down things that you don't want to do. So that's the beauty of a job, that's the beauty of a business, and you not having to go and work for somebody, which is a job. You could tell the person, the boss or whatever, you know what, man, I'm good. Once your business starts taking off, once your side hustle starts taking off, and somebody says, you know what, man, you got to do this, or you got to work weekends now because so and so quit, and you got to work the graveyard shift, right? Believe me, I know about the graveyard shift. I was in the military. I used to have to pull security from midnight, from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. That's a 24 that's a whole 24 hours that you had to stay up. So I know all about graveyard shift. You can't even do anything the next day. And then after you recovered, after that, you had a few hours to go to sleep, and you still had to be at work the next day. So believe me when I say I know about graveyard shift. But let me get back on topic, right? Whenever you have, it's not all about money, but in a sense it kind of is, right? It's not always about how much money am I gonna make here when you already have enough money to take care of yourself. That's why I say, if you have a job and that's paying your basic necessities, say like your car, your rent, your food, your bills, all that, if that's taken care of, if your job is taking care of that, you no longer really need to do anything you don't want to do for money, because your basic necessities are met. That is the same way it is. That's the same way it is. If you take that same principle with you when you're going to the top, when you're climbing the ladder of success, and you're in a different tax bracket, say you're making 6 figures a year, it's the same thing. Because say you have maybe 5 or 6 multiple streams of income, and they all total up to maybe about 6 figures, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do at that point. Do you guys understand that? Do you understand how privileged of a position that is? But it's an attainable position to get to. That's why I preach it so hard, because it is so attainable. All you have to do is put the work in. And I guarantee you, no matter what, I guarantee you what will happen if you don't do it. I can guarantee that. Nothing's gonna happen if you just don't do nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. Signed. I'll put my whole life on it. If you do nothing, nothing will happen. But if you just take the time and you dedicate your life to maybe 2 to 3 activities, right? And then you can add more as these start to flourish, start to give you some fruits. Your flowers start to what is the damn word? I don't know. When the flowers start to come out, they start to blossom, right? You start smelling the flowers and you're, okay, cool, man. But that is not the time to stop. It's the time to push the gas even harder and keep going. Because we should all be striving to get to the position where we can say no to things. You know what that's called? It's called fuck you money. But that's today's video, man. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.